Hello, this is Dr. Young, and I wanted to go over some things in the course, especially what I'm seeing as far as Turnitin scores. I've noticed there were some issues there, so I'm going to talk about your Turnitin score and really what that means. When you submit something into the Dropbox, you're going to see a score in the Dropbox. You need to keep that. I mean, this is a kind of a rough guideline, about under 20%. If I see, you know, basically what I do is I click on the score. What you can do is you can click on the actual score and it will take you to the Turnitin page. And it will tell you what, it'll highlight the parts that are coming from sites, websites, or other papers. So you want to keep that at the very lowest possible. Because I will look at it, and my red flags basically are if I see word information taken word for word from websites, or just big chunks that are saying that it was um, submitted at another paper, I'm going to be concerned about that. And the reason I'm concerned about that is usually that indicates a lot of it was taken from the text, because the text is not in Turnitin, but a lot of times what happens is students from one course will take information word for word from the textbook, and then that paper will show similar to your paper if you're doing the same thing. So I really need you to focus on making sure your Turnitin score is low. And you can, a lot of students will copy questions and put them in the paper. You can do that, but I really suggest that you don't, because that way I'm not going to sit there and scrutinize it as much, because it's not going to be a red flag for me to look at it and say, oh, well, look here. Oh, well, it's just the questions from the paper, but then I'm going to have to take that out and look and then see what's left as far as similarity. So basically your best practice on that is do not use any information word for word. Now, you can quote information, but you don't want to do that. I mean, that is something you would only do very sparingly to highlight something you want to emphasize, but to kind of support, like maybe quoting a sentence or something like that. But you don't want to quote a lot of text, because basically, you can't quote your paper either. That's not writing a paper of your own material. So that would definitely not be good either. So um, basically, what you want to do is anything you're using from a source, you need to rearrange it and put it in your own words. Do not use word for word from a source, because basically what I'll do usually the first time is give you a warning and a penalty for resubmitting. But I mean, if it's done the second time, I'll probably just give you a 0 and turn it into academic integrity. So turn it in for academic integrity. So that's a problem I don't want to see in this class. So please make sure that you're writing everything in your own words. That means if you're using information from a source, yes, you still need to cite that source, but you need to take the information that you're using and put it in your own words. This is very important. So what I would do if I were you is I'd write your paper. If it's a high score, click on that score, see why it's high, look at the sources that it's showing it's similar to, and take that information and rewrite it and revise it again and post it until the score is around acceptable, less than 20%, and do it before the due date. That's what you really need to do in this class as far as making sure your Turnitin scores are low. So I just wanted to go over that part. About Turnitin. Um, Otherwise, if you're having any trouble with the writing or getting feedback on poor writing, there's a tutoring tab here on the left-hand side you can use. You can call, and if you have any specific questions, I can call about the content. I can help you with that. As far as typos, I kind of expect you to be able to, catch missing commas, misspelled words, capitalization issues. That's something you ought to know how to do before even kind of getting into college. So, if you're getting feedback like that, you need to basically what you need to do is you need to take it upon yourself to do more proofreading and proofread more carefully. If it's something like lots of grammar issues and stuff, I'm going to suggest that you go to the tutoring center and get some help with the writing in the course. I mean, if you're having major issues where I can't read what you're saying, or I don't understand, or it's not clear, I'm going to refer you to that, because I'm not teaching English, I'm teaching human resources. So in that case, you're going to need a little extra help. But I mean, if it's just typos and stuff, I will probably say, you got missing commas, but I'm going to expect you to, I will refer you to read it again and find your errors and let me know what they were. And if you're still not finding them, then we'll go over the whole paper. But honestly, I kind of expect that you know how to do that. So, in your APA style, whenever you're crafting your papers, you need to go to you want to use one of these resources here. There's the online writing lab. That's the Al at Purdue site. You can click on this link and go there and get some help there. This is a great site. I'm going to click there and take you right there, because it's the best site I've ever. I mean, it has gotten me through, 2 theses and a dissertation. It's great. So I would suggest using this, making sure that based on the source you're using, electronic sources, books, you need to use, you need to go, like if you're using a book, what you need to do is format your citation just like this. This is the template. Here's an example. And then you need to do an in-text citation that matches that book. And this is how you do in-text citations. You need to read that, and you need to make sure you're doing that in your work as well. If you need a sample paper to model off, you're not sure, you'd like to see an example of a full paper, this is a great example. It is an APA sample paper. You can click on this link, and it will open up an Acrobat Reader. I suggest that you use that as a model. It actually has these little boxes here that explain each area of the paper. I highly recommend it. But this is all in your link, and you should be able to find that and use it. So if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. I'll be happy to help you. On your e-textbooks, I'm going to go over that actually really quick. It's pretty easy to get a hold of reference that. You just click on the e-textbooks, click on the book, open up the book, click on the Read Now, and it goes to your bookshelf. And you should be able to just type in your page number. And you will notice that a lot of your individual work assignments have a page number listed. All you do is go to get to this page, click the page number, type it in, hit, and then it'll go to it. Like, I don't know, I'm just going to arbitrarily enter 29. There it is. It's really easy to access the information in your textbook. It's not difficult. So make sure you're using your textbook. If you have any questions or, in your online textbook and knowing how to navigate it. If you have any questions or concerns about that, let me know. But that's really all. I just wanted to go over these things really quickly, especially the Turnitin, because I've noticed high Turnitin scores. And I want to go ahead and address that early in the term, because, that can really hurt your grade. And you don't want to have academic integrity issues either. So, any questions or concerns, let me know. I'll be happy to help. And make sure to view your video for this week's work. Thanks, and have a great day.